What's going on, YouTube? Leaves Grass 100 here again. Just in the grow room watching paint dry. Which I ain't gonna lie, they're growing pretty good. I can't complain about them. You know, I popped them on December the 27th at 1:30 in the morning, and they popped within 3 days. I've got some good growth going on so far. I went from a 24-hour light period to 18.6. The reason why I had the 24-hour light period is just to keep it warm. I didn't have a heater in here to begin with, and I've got the heater set up now. Just it ain't the heater I want, but it's a heater, and I've been getting my humidity up, and it still ain't quite where it needs to be. It needs to be at least 45 to 55% humidity. But I want the heater I got is this little old ranky-danky thing right here, which is not gonna cut it. I need to get something else. It's working for now, but like this thing, I guess it's got an overheating sensor in it, and it will cut off all the way and will not come back on. I have to come out here, unplug it, let it reset, and then it'll come back on. Then some days it just keeps right on going, and it won't kick off. I've even got it in you know, what do they call it? Energy efficient or eco or whatever the hell, I don't know. But I want to get a different heater so I can start using this. I don't know if any of you guys ever used anything like this. It's for AC and heater. So the winter time I need to use it for the either for a heat, or I need to use it for AC in the summer. One of the two. But I got this. It's got a temperature gauge on the end. I guess it'll hang right here at the top of the canopy wherever it's at. This will be mounted on the wall, and then the heat or the AC will be plugged in, and then of course the other end will be plugged into a wall socket. But either that needs to be hooked to the heat or AC, or I need to have an exhaust fan that is going to bring fresh air in from the outside if it gets too hot, or to cut on a heater if it gets too cold. I think it'd be better to do the exhaust fan for either one if it gets too hot or if it gets too cold, vice versa. But I may even buy a second one of these just to have one on each. But man, I'm so ready to have me some bushes, and I'm so ready to grow them out to get me my hydroponic table on. I've got this other roll of plastic like I've got on the floors and the walls. I'm gonna cover this top of this table. Then my reservoir is going to go up under the bottom down there. And I don't know if I'm going to do a continuous flood, or if I'm going to just do it to where it'll flood for 3 to 5 minutes once or twice a day, and go from there. And then I want to change all these lights from that angle that they're in to facing the long way. This light's going to be in the middle of the table, and these other two lights are going to be on the side. I'm going to test it that way first once I get all the clones on the table. And then if I don't like the way it is, then I'm going to kind of like make them together. Worst case scenario, I'll save my money up and get me just one 800 watt LED that'll cover this whole table. And then if I don't like that, I've got all my HPS hoods and grow tubes and all that. I still got all of that. There's my metal highlight. That's old school growing to me. I'm just trying to do it as efficient as possible on this. You know, I'm on a fixed income and I don't have a lot of money to play with, so this has all been saved up over the years. But I'm gonna tell you guys something. I've got a buddy that is using these I call them, well, they're Temu auto pots, but I swear to you, they're working for him big time. Like, I like the idea, I like the whole concept of the roots having to go down and search for the water. It's like a leaching system. And I bought these littler ones right here. These are little auto pots. I just don't know how I feel about when I say little, I mean little. These come out like this right here. And see, comparison to my hand. Do you guys think that'll work to house a mother plant? Because that's really what I'm gonna use it for. Because I plan on doing hydroponic tables where I can do, you know, 50 to 100 clones on. But other than that, that's what I've got for right now, guys. This is BlackBerry Sour crossed with Wranker by Ethos genetics, or Seco. And I just can't wait to have some bushes in here where I can cut clones. I can start low stress training or super cropping, whatever I want. I may even do, you know, like I said, all 50 to 100 clones on this table. It's going to be slid out into the middle, and then I may put a scrog up there. Hell, I wanted to do a no veg, you know, straight from root. It's like the first, as soon as it roots, it gets good roots established on it, then pop them up there in rows back and forth. And I'm curious to see what yield I'll get versus growing 4 to 5 plants. And then if I don't like the no veg on the clones, maybe I could veg for 1 week and go from there. If I don't like the yield I get off the 1 week, I may even do section. I don't know yet, but as soon as these plants get big enough, one of them's going to be cut way down low. I'm still going to keep it, but pretty much they're going to be moms. And out of these two, whichever one is the best, unless they're both extremely different and unique in their own ways, that'll be the only way I'll keep both of them. But my plan is to only keep the one keeper that I like out of it, the best one. Pointless to grow or keep growing stuff you know is not going to turn out the right way or is not a keeper. I learned that from years of growing. I would just keep growing and it wouldn't be good at the end, and I'd still keep growing and keep growing. When in actuality, I should have just been growing the one purple kush that I had. But I've missed growing so bad because I went back home. I moved back home to my state. My state's still messing around. Of course, they're in the Bible Belt, so they literally legal or give medical marijuana in one part of my state, but not the rest of it. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand this. You can go to a store, buy alcohol, cigarettes, go home, smoke yourself to death till cancer kills you, or you can go home and drink yourself to death where you get alcohol poisoning, or worst case yet, get in the car and drive. It just don't make no sense to me. How those two things are not even on a list or a narcotic list or whatever. It just don't make no sense to me. But man, if y'all see anything that you think I might need any advice on or any tips or anything, man, feel free, please, man. I need the help, all the help I can get. If anybody has any genetics they want me to grow out, test, and document, and whatever the case may be, please hit me up. I'd be more than willing to maybe trade genetics or whatever the case may be, man. I know a long time ago when I was growing, you can see some of my old videos. They're not even all my old videos. But we used to trade genetics and people would send out testers and everything. So I was trying to get back in goods with Grow Scene and get my stuff going together, man. I miss it. It's in my blood. And I'm going to tell you, it's just as addicted growing it. As a matter of fact, I know it's more addicted growing it than it is smoking it. Because once you grow it one time successfully, because like I said, when you start growing, I killed my first 2 or 3 crops before they even started flowering because I didn't know no better. But once you do it once, it's hard to stop. It really is. It's a plant that should have never been illegal. It has made my life so much better. It gives me something to look forward to. It gives me just all around, man. It helps me with my depression. It helps everything, man. Like, seriously. You know, somebody like me that's been disabled since I was 19, 20 years old, and I ain't talking about just a little broke leg or something. I had both my hips fully replaced when I was 20 years old. I got a rare arthritis called ankylosing spondylitis, and it bedridden me for a couple years, and I was in a wheelchair 3-4 years. Told I would never walk again, and I walk to this day. I don't need a wheelchair walker or nothing. I walk fine. I hurt a lot, in a lot of pain, and I don't really got a whole lot of life, but for my wife and my kids and my grandkids now. But this actually makes me feel like I'm doing something. You know, I watch all my friends and family work and provide for their families, and I can't do nothing. I have a fixed income that doesn't even hardly pay the light bill. So this is actually something I'm proud of. Something I learned on my own. Something that one day maybe I'll pass down to one of my family members or whatever. But yeah, that's enough of my rumbling for today, guys. Just, yeah, if anybody has anything, any testers or any genetics or whatever, feel free to hit me in my inbox. I'd love, or any products. I'd love to test out any products or anything. Do side-by-side grows. I would love to do side-by-sides like I used to. Man, I miss it. But this is your boy, Lisa Grass 100. And coming from the slums, back in action. So peace, love, and grow as love. Later.